Imagine this. You wake up, you roll over, grab your phone, and for once, your bank app isn't warning you about low balance. Instead, you see a number so long you have to tilt your phone sideways to read it. $1 trillion. That's 1 trillion. 12 zeros. You didn't just get rich. You didn't just win the lottery. You basically just became a nation with a wallet. And now you face the ultimate question. What do you do with it? Today, we're diving into exactly what it means to win $1 trillion, how you could spend it, and what kind of chaos, or good, it could unleash. Spoiler, buying a gold-plated yacht is just the beginning. First things first, we have to wrap our heads around how big $1 trillion really is. Here's the thing, our brains are terrible at visualizing numbers this large. 1 million we kinda get. 1 billion, a stretch but possible. But 1 trillion? That's 1 billion times 1,000. Let's make this real. If you spent $1 million every single day, it would take you over 2,700 years to spend $1 trillion. That's before taxes, not that taxes are even a thing at this level. Here, another. If you stacked $100 bills, $1 million would be about 3.5 inches high. $1 billion, 358 feet, taller than the Statue of Liberty. But 1 trillion, over 630 miles high. That's like stacking money from New York City all the way to Chicago. And if you wanted to see $1 trillion in cash, you'd need over 10,000 cargo planes to carry it. That's more planes than most countries even have. This isn't just, I can buy whatever I want money. This is, I can change the map money. All right, let's have some fun. You just got the money. And before we talk about saving the planet or investing like a boring financial advisor, let's blow some of it on ridiculous stuff. Private jet? Forget that, buy the world's most expensive private jet. The Air Force One, level Boeing 747-8 VIP, tricked out for $500 million. We'll put a swimming pool inside. Why not? Next, real estate. You could buy the Burj Khalifa in Dubai for about $1.5 billion, and maybe glue a second one on top just to make it taller. Private island? Easy. You could buy the entire Maldives, all 1,200 islands, for an estimated $10 billion. Throw in a few mega yachts, you're at maybe $15 billion. Feeling bored? Buy an NFL team, or 10. At $6 billion each, you could own the whole league and still have money for courtside seats in the NBA. Here's the wild part. After buying all that, you've spent maybe 3% of your money. Cut to imaginary, online shopping cart screen. Total, $28 billion. Remaining balance, $972 billion. That's the problem. It's actually hard to make a dent in this kind of wealth. Now let's talk about using it for good. Ending malaria worldwide, around $6 billion. Done. Providing clean drinking water to the entire planet, about $150 billion. Done. Funding renewable energy infrastructure for a massive climate shift. That, estimated around $4 trillion globally. So with your trillion, you could get 25% of the way there. Oh, and world hunger. That's about $40 billion a year to solve, so you could feed the planet for 25 years straight. The scale of problems you could tackle is insane. You could rebuild every school in America with cutting-edge tech, or fund universal internet access for the world. But here, where it gets tricky. Spend too much, too fast, and you risk flooding markets, spiking inflation, and accidentally wrecking local economies. Or, you could just use $50 billion to make a 300-foot statue of yourself holding a lightsaber. Hey, responsible spending is hard. Of course, you might not want to spend it all. You might want more. Here's the thing. Even without touching the principal, you could live off the interest. Put $1 trillion into ultra-safe bonds at 3% interest. You make $30 billion a year. That's like creating 30,000 millionaires every single year without losing a cent. Or if you're feeling risky, you could invest like a sovereign wealth fund. Norway's fund is worth $1.6 trillion, and it owns a piece of basically every major company. You could buy big stakes in Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, and basically own part of the global economy. You could also dominate industries. Space exploration, $100 billion. Artificial intelligence, $50 billion. Biotech, $20 billion. Renewable energy, $200 billion. You'd become a player in every sector that defines the future. Now we're talking big, bold, history-changing moves. Colonizing Mars. SpaceX thinks it could be done for $100 billion. Easy, build 2 colonies. High-speed hyperloop networks across continents. $500 billion, and you'd still have half your wealth left. Curing diseases. You could fund medical R&D to levels never seen before, potentially wiping out cancer, Alzheimer's, and more. Or build the world's largest space telescope to hunt for alien life. And if you're feeling like a true movie villain, you could build a fully functioning Jurassic Park. Pros, dinosaurs. Cons, you've seen the movies, you know how this ends. Money this big comes with problems. Governments might not like you having the kind of influence usually reserved for countries. You'd be watched, regulated, maybe even targeted. Every single day, you'd get thousands of people asking for money, from charities to strangers to relatives you didn't know existed. You'd have to worry about security, both physical and cyber. And then there's the emotional side. Can you trust anyone anymore? Worst case, if you spend carelessly, you could crash economies, drive inflation, or destabilize markets. It's like having a superpower, and knowing that if you use it wrong, you could cause real damage. Here's the real question. Should any one person even have $1 trillion? Could you morally keep that much while people suffer? Or do you have a duty to use it for the greater good? History has examples. Andrew Carnegie built thousands of libraries. Bill Gates has funded vaccines that saved millions of lives. But for every philanthropist, there are billionaires who hoard. $1 trillion is the power to be remembered forever, as a hero, or as the person who could have changed the world and didn't. So, you've just won $1 trillion. You could live the ultimate luxury life: castles, jets, moon vacations. You could reshape the planet, end hunger, cure diseases, take humanity to Mars. Or you could do both. But the biggest question is, what could you buy? It's, who would you become? Let me know in the comments. What's the first thing you'd do with $1 trillion? And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with your friend who says money doesn't buy happiness. Because with $1 trillion, I think it's worth testing that theory.